Hey, welcome back, Children of the Covenant. Yes, that's right. You saw the title and you saw the thumbnail. Buying your dream car will not make you happy. Let me explain. What got me into cars, if I'm not lying, is the Fast and the Furious franchise. I remember watching the first movie after my mom recommended it to me my junior year of high school, towards the end of my junior year of high school. And I thought it was going to be one of those old movies that your parents talk about and they're just not that good, but it changed everything for me. It changed the entire future of my life, that one movie did. And then I started binge watching them when I got to the third movie and I saw Han's Veilside RX-7. This car was instantly embedded as my dream car. And I don't have an RX-7, you guys know that. But as my knowledge of cars progressed, and my understanding about them progressed, the C5 Corvette, a very similar looking car to the RX-7, became my attainable dream car. And instead of getting a practical first car like a lot of people do, I bought the C5 as my first car. And I bought one of the cheapest C5s in Kansas. Mine's an automatic, which I hate. It's got tons of flaws in the paint, which I hate. The interior's rough. I hate that. And all around, it's got tons of issues. It's got an oil leak. And all of these things made me start to resent the car to the point where I almost sold it. And I was so unhappy with this car, so frustrated, so mad. I would yell at it. I was just fed up with it. And I had to realize that it's not because of the car, it's because of me. I thought that if I just bought my dream car, I'd be happy, you know? I see all of these videos on Instagram of people spending $100,000 on a car, and YouTube, they're putting like $250,000 into a car build. I'm like, how do people afford that? And I just felt like, even though I had bought one of my dream cars, I have tons. If you're a car guy, you understand this. You'll have lots of dream cars. And I bought one of my dream cars, but I had so many more. And it was like, I bought that car and I just instantly hated it. It's like anything that involves me or my own personal life doesn't have to be perfect. I'm okay with not being perfect. But then if it comes to my friendships or romantic relationships, or the things that I love that I own, which is cars for me, and it's not perfect, I hate it. And rather than just willing to put in the effort to fix it, I abandon them. And this is a serious character flaw on my part, but I realized it was carrying over into cars. And I just kind of realized this the past couple days, really just today. And I realized that I was putting these massive unfair expectations on my friends to be perfect, and when they weren't perfect, I ended up resenting them and wanting to distance myself from them. And I realized that's not fair to them, and it's not fair to me, but it was unfair of me to do that, and that was all on me. And then I started doing it to the thing that I thought would bring me the most happiness, which was my C5 Corvette, and I started hating it. I started looking at it as nothing but a liability, something that was costing me money, and something that was stealing my time and joy, which were all things, when I bought it, I was like, I'm going to spend so much money on this and lose so much money, it's going to be great. I'm going to drive this car, it's going to have so many problems, it's going to be a crap box, and it's going to be great. I'm going to drive this car, it's going to be my dream car, and I'm not going to care what anyone else thinks, it's going to be great. And the second I got it, I was like, I want everyone else to think this car is perfect. I can't show it to anyone else unless it's perfect. I can't drive it unless it's perfect. I can't be seen with it unless it's perfect. And I'm not a perfectionist, but for some reason, when it comes to things I love, I expect the things I love to be perfect, even when I myself am not perfect. And you might be saying, all this just sounds like your problems, your issues, they don't apply to me. And you could be very right. But I'm just saying, regardless of where your heart's at, where your mind's at, don't buy a car to make you happy. It'll make you smile, it'll make you laugh, but it'll wear off. After you do that a couple times, it'll just be a car. You'll get used to it. Like you say you won't, but you will. It happens very, very quickly. You get bored of it. Well, you don't get bored of it, but you get used to it. And it's not going to give you happiness. It's not worth it. If you're looking for happiness, you're not going to find it. Happiness doesn't come from physical objects, and it doesn't come from other people. Happiness is something that is, it's a heart attitude, and it's a mind attitude, and you have to be focused on the right things. You have to be focused on eternal things that transcend the physical. And the whole point of my channel is to be a Christian car channel. I don't want that to be shoved in people's faces, because I want everyone to feel welcome. But real talk, I've been like abandoning the Lord and just not spending any time with Him, and that's what leads to real unsatisfaction and trying to find perfection in everything that isn't perfect, while you expect everyone else to be perfect, while you yourself are so imperfect. And this might sound like things that do not apply to you, and I might just be wasting your time, and if that's the case, I'm sorry. I just want you guys to know that if your reasoning for buying your dream car is for your own personal satisfaction and happiness, it's not really gonna be like that. At least not all the time. It'll make you smile and you'll laugh. But buying a car to fix a personal issue with yourself that you cannot, will not, or can, or like are unable to see yet, it's not gonna fix those problems. So really, I want to try to do this next time when I buy my next dream car. I want to make sure that, am I putting unfair expectations on this car that are really coming from problems I need to address with myself? And same thing goes for friendships and relationships. That's also something I want to address. Am I expecting too much from these people while not giving enough of myself and overlooking all of these flaws with myself? And this might sound like some really obvious solutions and really obvious flaws to you guys listening to me talk about it, but real talk, it's a lot of times really hard to see those flaws with yourself and see those flaws in your heart where no one else sees them. And a lot of times you can end up taking it out on things where it doesn't need to be taken out, or you can end up abandoning your passion or your relationships or your friendships, and that is not something that is worth doing, and not something I want any of you guys to do, because I almost abandoned my dream car, and I want you guys to know that I've realized it's not my car's fault, it's my fault. And I'm sorry if this video isn't at all like previous Covenant Garage. I just wanted something a bit more serious, a bit more heart to heart. I don't even know if I'm gonna post this, but seriously, if you guys do enjoy more like serious content like this every once in a while, I might try to do something like this more often, just talking about real stuff and how it equates to cars. But let me know, guys, what your guys' dream cars are. And I'm not saying you guys shouldn't buy your dream cars. I'm saying you shouldn't buy your dream cars to find happiness, because that's not where it comes from. But by all means, buy that dream car. It will be fun. I'm not saying they can't be fun, because they're fun. So buy your dream car out of the right heart attitude, right mindset, and right expectations. Let me know what it is down below. And also, I'm not going to ask you guys to subscribe, especially after this pathetic video. Rather, let me know. I can make my videos better. And I promise, if you're here for the first time, which you probably are, not all my videos are like this. Most of them aren't. And there's going to be a lot more content with the Corvette coming soon. But I'm not going to ask you guys to subscribe. I'm a nobody, and I'm a pathetic loser. So rather, comment how I can make my videos better and video suggestions. Thank you guys. Love you all, Covenant children. And